Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the channel where today is the day. It is finally football season as tomorrow night we have our first game of the year where the Dallas Cowboys go on to take the defending champion Philadelphia Eagles. I thought there's no better way to kick this week off than by today going through and predicting who I think is going to win each of the week one games. I'm playing in an ESPN Pigskin Challenge with a couple of my friends from college, so it should be a fun little competition here. But let's go ahead and get started with Game 1 Thursday night. We have the Dallas Cowboys at the Philadelphia Eagles. And come on, there's no question who's going to win this game. Cowboys just traded away their star player, Micah Parsons, to the Packers. Philly is defending Super Bowl champion. Yeah, they lost some talent on defense, blah, 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 blah. They're going to run all over Dallas with Saquon Barkley. They're going to pass all over it. This is going to be no contest. The only thing I would be curious about is see how much Dallas can score, because I do think their passing offense will be good. But, yeah, Philly's going to win this game for sure. Then we have game number 2. Kansas City at the LA Chargers in Brazil. Kansas City, of course, came off the devastating Super Bowl loss last year. And the Chargers made the playoffs, got bounced by the Texans around one by pretty embarrassing margin. I'm going to go with the Chiefs here. I do think their defense is better. Their offense is better. They got the better quarterback. I think overall their team is just better. But it will be a tight, I think, kind of sloppy defensive matchup. And that, I think, still will benefit the Chiefs because Steve Spagnuolo has that defense really, really good. But we'll not be surprised this year if Mahomes decides to lock in, become an MVP candidate again. But yeah, Kansas City winning that game. Then we get to Sunday. Buccaneers, Falcons. Falcons rolling out with Michael Penix Jr. Interesting to see how that offense runs with him. They also have a defense that they're looking to try to upgrade with a couple of first-round talent. But, I mean, come on. I think Tampa Bay is clearly the best team in the NFC South. Baker Mayfield played like an MVP candidate last year as well. Still got Mike Evans. Still got Bucky Irving. Got a good offensive line. Got good defense. That's going to be Tampa Bay all the way. They've got the Bengals and Browns. Cincinnati better win this game. I know their defense sucks, but they shouldn't suck so bad where Joe Flacco beats them. But you never know. Cincinnati does struggle in week ones. I mean, they lost to the Patriots last year for crying out loud. It would be hilarious if the Browns did win, but I do think the Bengals will win this game. I mean, offense is going to be too much for the Browns secondary to handle. So, yeah, Bengals over Browns. Then we got the Dolphins and Colts. Should be an interesting matchup. I think these two teams are on very similar planes here. Indy, I mean, rolling with Daniel Jones at quarterback, but they still got a good roster around him with Jonathan Taylor, some good receivers, good defense. Miami, I have no idea what to make of this team. They traded away Jalen Ramsey. Tua, who knows how he's going to be. Tyreek Hill is still a head case. Jalen Waddle is fine, but yeah, I know I'm leaning more towards Dolphins because I do believe that Tua is a better quarterback and they have better weapons. But will not be surprised at all if the Colts manage to win this game. So, tentatively, Dolphins, Colts. Raiders and Patriots, I don't know why 54% of people are picking the Patriots. Drake May, I think, will be solid, but he still has an abysmal offensive line. Weapons that don't really work. And a defense is not that great. Whereas the Raiders, they have a better quarterback in Geno Smith. They have better weapons. They have a better, definitely a better defensive line. Like Max Crosby is going to eat the Patriots alive. They got the better running back. And I think the Raiders are going to win this game. I don't know why people are picking the Patriots. It should not be that close. I just think the Raiders are by far the superior football team here. So, going with the Raiders over the Patriots. Then we've got the Cardinals and Saints. Yeah, even though I think the Cardinals are kind of a mid-team, the Saints are going to be the worst team in football this year. They're starting Spencer Rattler quarterback. Cardinals over Saints all day long. I think Kyler Murray gets it done. Steelers and Jets, very interesting matchup. You got the Aaron Rodgers revenge game. And I do think he will get his revenge. I do think the Steelers are a better team. They have a better offense. The Jets are in rebuild mode. They have Justin Fields at the quarterback, and we know he's a very limited guy going against one of the best defenses in the league who saw him at practice all year last year. So Steelers, I think, are going to win over the Jets. Going to be close, but I think Rodgers will get it done. The Giants and Commanders, yeah, Washington is going to win this game. I will say the Giants' defensive line will make this interesting as they have the best defensive line in football. But the Giants' offense have no faith in outside of Malik Neighbors. Commanders running off of that high last year. Deebo Samuel added in here. I think they're going to be just fine. Jaden Daniels, I think, is going to throw a lot against the Giants, so there's that. Then I got the Panthers and Jaguars. I'm actually going to go with Carolina here. I know their defense is bad, but getting Brown back on the defense line is going to help against the run game. I don't really have faith in the Jaguars because I don't have faith in Trevor Lawrence. But what I saw out of Bryce Young last year was really encouraging. They have a stud receiver in Tevin Willen. They got some good weapons there. They got Chuba Hubbard. I think that Carolina is going to beat Jacksonville here. And I think Carolina is going to surprise some people this year as well. Then we got the Titans and Broncos at 4:05. Yeah. Cam Ward, I feel bad for him. His first game, one, he has to travel to Denver, which is a hard place to play. And then he has to go against the reigning Defensive Player of the Year and Pat Surtain and that excellent Broncos defense. Yeah. Denver's having a field day with the Titans here, so no problem at all. Then we got the 49ers. The Seahawks should be an interesting matchup, but I do think San Francisco is going to get the win because they're going to be fully healthy. I have no faith in Sam Darnold here, but I do think Seattle's defense should make it competitive. But yeah, San Francisco is going to win this game. Then we got Green Bay and Detroit. I'm picking the Packers. I'm a Packers fan. I'm going to pick the Packers every single week. But this is going to be a very entertaining, very close game. But I do think the Packers will eke it out for several reasons. One, they have Michael Parsons. I know he's going to be on a limited snap count, but having him there is going to be great. A little concerned about the run defense against Gibbs and Montgomery, but should be okay there. And two is at home. Home teams generally do have an advantage early on when communication breaks down. And three, I'm of the opinion that although I think the Lions would be very good by the end of the year, I think for the first week or two, Detroit is going to struggle to get the chemistry right because they're replacing a bunch of coaching staff, including a really, really good offensive coordinator, Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn. And they're replacing 2 starting offensive linemen as well. And so in week 1, where things already are kind of going to be sloppy because the teams don't really play a lot, having those extra chemistry question marks, however slight they may be, can be the difference between winning and losing. Again, this is going to be a very, very, very close game. I think Green Bay is going to edge it out a little bit here, but still going to be an excellent, excellent matchup. Then we got the Texans and Rams. Going to be another interesting matchup. I'm going with Houston. Mainly because we don't know how Matthew Stafford's back is going to act up. He hasn't really practiced all year. We don't know if his back's going to hold up. Again, like the Packers Lions, going to be a close competitive game. I think CJ Stroud's going to have a good year this year. This Texas defense is going to look elite. I think they're going to put a lot of pressure on Stafford and potentially aggravate his back even more. But I still think it will be a very good game here. Then we got the Ravens and Bills. This is the game of the week. I mean, come on. These 3 games, Lions, Packers, Texans, Rams, Ravens, Bills. Holy, that's going to be some good matchups here. These 2 teams been in the playoffs where Buffalo did beat the Ravens. I think it's going to be another close game. The battle of the 2 previous MVPs. I am going to go with the Ravens, mainly because, they are always close. I just believe in Lamar Jackson's supporting cast more than I do in Josh Allen's. I think Lamar has the better running backs. Lamar has better receivers. He has a better tight end. And I think he has a slightly better defense. And so I think that those elements are going to push the Ravens over the top. But again, it's going to be a very, very close game. And then we got the Vikings and Bears. I am going to go Minnesota here, mainly because I'm still not a believer in Caleb Williams early in the year. Again, like I said with the Lions, with adding new coordinator stuff in, it's going to take a while for Caleb to learn the new system. I think their offensive line changes were overrated, and their defense has some question marks. Minnesota, their one question mark is J.J. McCarthy. Granted, that is a big, big question mark. But this is a guy in Kevin O'Connell who made Sam Darnold a Pro Bowl level quarterback. Sam Darnold into a Pro Bowl level quarterback. He can easily do that with J.J. McCarthy. That is the more bet I'm willing to bet on. And so I'm going to go Vikings and over the Bears. So 45 points. And so for my picks this week, I'm going to go with the Eagles over the Cowboys, Chiefs over the Chargers, Buccaneers over the Falcons, Bengals over the Browns, Dolphins over the Colts, Raiders over the Patriots, Cardinals over the Saints, Steelers over the Jets, Commanders over the Giants, Panthers over the Jaguars, and my one big upset here, Broncos over the Titans, 49ers over the Seahawks, Packers over the Lions, Texans over the Rams, Ravens over the Bills, and Vikings over the Bears. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed the content, remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.